I thought I would do an interesting video today talking about my love of talent shows. I used to watch a lot of them on Saturday. I used to watch X Factor quite a bit. X Factor, I always used to enjoy X Factor. Actually, I enjoyed the days when it was Simon Howe, Danny Minogue, Louis Walsh, and obviously Sharon Osbourne. I think they were the good old days of the X Factor then. I used to like Britain's Got Talent as well, but I feel like my love for Britain's Got Talent just isn't really there anymore. I feel like having watched the last few series of Britain's Got Talent, it feels like the standard of the acts that they've been putting through to the live shows hasn't been that good. Going back sort of 5-6 years ago, you would say that the standard of the acts that they were putting through to the live shows was very, very good, and it made the show worth watching because the acts that were being put through to the live shows were pretty good and they deserved to go through, and there was no you can argue that. But in recent years, it feels like they've been putting a lot of crap, like a lot of really crap and really rubbish acts through to the live shows. It feels like that they've been putting through a lot of acts that didn't really deserve to go through. It feels like they've been putting, and they've been sending home a lot of acts that did actually deserve to go through. And it's just not that enjoyable anymore. The fact that every year now it feels like they're just putting so many crap acts through, and you're thinking like how standards gotten so bad. You would think that they'd be putting some decent acts through, but the acts they're putting through are just absolute crap for the most part. Britain's Got Talent just doesn't feel like it did it, a few years ago. I much preferred it when David Walliams was on there. Obviously, I have nothing against Bruno Tonioli per se, but he's certainly, for me, he just isn't he's not one of my favourite judges they've had on Britain's Got Talent. I feel like even Michael McIntyre was a better judge than Bruno Tonioli, to be fair. But there was no competing with David Walliams. David Walliams made Britain's Got Talent so funny to watch. It's sad that obviously he's no longer on Britain's Got Talent now. He's no longer a judge, and it feels like Britain's Got Talent just really, in recent years, just hasn't been the same. Or like the last couple of years, it just really hasn't been the same about David Walliams. And it's like, it feels like it was so much better when he was when he was one of the judges. But as I said, one of the main things that I think has let Britain's Got Talent down in recent years has been the standard of the acts that they've been putting through, because the standard of the acts just hasn't been that great. Going back, as I said, going back 5-6 years ago, like the standard of acts that they were putting through was way better. The acts that they were putting through were acts that deserved to go through. Sadly, the same argument can't be made these days. It feels like a lot of the acts they're putting through don't deserve to be going through, as they're not that good. Obviously, there's one thing I've always seen a lot of people talking about with Britain's Got Talent. I've seen a lot of people saying that children shouldn't be allowed to audition for the show. Now, I don't see why kids shouldn't be allowed to audition for Britain's Got Talent. I think, some of the kids that you see perform on Britain's Got Talent, you see audition for Britain's Got Talent, are actually very, very good. And to be honest, they're actually better than some of the adults who audition for Britain's Got Talent, to be fair. Some of the adults are just crap. But some of the kids that audition for Britain's Got Talent have been very, very good. And if they've got a talent, they should be allowed to show it off. And it can be quite funny watching these young kids. Obviously, but auditioning on Britain's Got Talent, it's like, it's amazing to see how brave they are and how kind of confident they are, like going out on stage and performing in front of all of those people. It's obviously a very nerve-wracking thing to do. and they do it. They seem, they do it very, very well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with his auditioning for Britain's Got Talent. I don't think there should be a rule that he shouldn't be allowed to audition for Britain's Got Talent. I don't see why. I don't quite understand why people think that, because I don't think there's never been anything I've seen on TV that has made me think, oh, they shouldn't, he shouldn't be out there, he shouldn't be allowed to audition. I think he's a pretty good when they audition for Britain's Got Talent, so, fair's fair, The other thing I will say is that it feels like they've shown some pretty inappropriate auditions on Britain's Got Talent on live TV. Like, you would think that they would be careful about some of these auditions that they're showing on live TV, but it's fair to say that some of the auditions they've shown, or they've chosen to show on live TV, have been quite inappropriate. And it makes you think about these people that are auditioning, because obviously there might be kids in the audience, and kids watching from whatever, and they don't need to be seen as sort of inappropriate auditions that you're seeing. If you tend to see them a lot of the time, you do tend to see some inappropriate auditions on Britain's Got Talent that, you tend to see some auditions that were really not appropriate for the most part. And sometimes you have to mention those. And, it's just mad how bad, I feel like Britain's Got Talent has gotten pretty bad in recent years. Need I say it? I mean, I know that probably does sound harsh, me saying that Britain's Got Talent has gotten crap. But it's hard not to say that it's gotten crap, because it has, for the most part, gotten crap. And it has to be said. I think if the standard of acts, they're actually putting decent acts through, maybe I would watch it. But why would you want to watch the Britain's Got Talent? I mean, your auditions, fair enough, you want to watch your auditions, see your auditions, things like that, the golden buzzers. But it feels like, it's like, why would you want to watch the live shows when the acts that they're putting through to the live shows are a load of crap? It's like, how can you watch the live shows when they're not even putting decent acts through to the live shows now? Because the acts this is the thing. This is the thing that is kind of letting Britain's Got Talent down a little bit, is they're not putting decent acts through to the live shows. The acts that they're putting through to the live shows are garbage, and shouldn't have even gotten through. But, I guess maybe some people don't mind crappy acts so much, but, and the thing is, it feels like it's always kind of dark, you're seeing it feels like you're seeing the same thing now on Britain's Got Talent as well. It feels like what you're really seeing is like singers and dance troupes, and you're not getting much kind of variation in the acts that you're seeing now. You're seeing just like singers and dance troupes and things like that, and it's just not that entertaining anymore, and yeah. And another thing is, it feels like sometimes certain acts are winning over acts that certain acts that don't deserve to win the show over acts that do. Britain's Got Talent, it used to be a great show, but for me, it's not that great anymore. It has to be said, and that's all I can really say. So I hope you enjoyed that short little video. See you for another one soon.